aren't together anymore. And you said it basically came down to trust. And I think that is something that so many women deal with. How do you handle trust in relationships? Why do you think it's hard to trust somebody?
I think sometimes when people have their own insecurities, it allows them to act out of character. You know, I've been betrayed, and I feel like, again, you just have to grow. You have to grow up. You have to accept responsibilities for the things that you do.
It's heating up online, and not just because it's summer. Nelly's ex, Chantel, just blew up the internet by dropping what she's calling hard proof that Nelly was cheating on Ashanti. And no, this ain't some jealous ex trying to get attention. She came ready with receipts, real ones. We're talking screenshots, exact timestamps, and even a location pin that matches up perfectly with Nelly's recent tour stop. But hold up, it gets crazier. Everyone already knows Nelly and Ashanti recently tied the knot. Secret wedding, low-key vibes, and all that fairy tale stuff. But forget the honeymoon phase, because now the streets are talking about a possible split already. They haven't even made it to the 2-year mark, and boom, scandal. Chantel clearly waited for the perfect moment to strike. The timing, too perfect. It's giving planned hit.
It's back and forth periodically. 3 weeks here, 2 weeks back, 2 months.
I'm split about his tour. My first response is I'm super happy for him for putting it together. The wife and mommy side of me is like, no, the wife side of me and mommy side of me is a little sad. You know, daddy's gonna be gone for a long time.
And what really took it to the next level? Nelly's reaction once this all went viral. The way he started moving after Chantel's post had people side-eyeing hard. Now the talk is that Ashanti's not just mad, she might already be done with him.
A lot going on today.
Like what?
So, we just had a conversation.
What did he say?
He's thinking about it. I think he's kind of leaning towards doing it. With everything, there are pros and cons. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
People are whispering that she's about to spin the block and go back to being single real quick. But trust, if you think this is wild, just wait until you see what Chantel actually posted. It's not just messy, it's explosive. These screenshots didn't just suggest cheating, they laid it all out like a movie script. We're talking full timeline, late night texts turning into hotel bookings, all during his tour stops. Everything lines up and it doesn't look like some one-time mistake. This screams full-blown affair. And the most heartbreaking part? There's talk it might have been happening while Ashanti was home holding it down with their newborn. That's cold.
I'm trying to understand, how is it that you just sleep through when he starts crying?
Do y'all really be up at night? I heard about it.
You know what? It's absolutely ridiculous that you'll still be dead asleep and he'll be mad loud. That's ridiculous.
You know? It's a gift, I guess.
Why is that a gift?
I'm blessed with that.
No.
I'm going to take you back to this conversation we had. Before you kicked me under the table, I said, baby, I give you the world. I just ain't changing no diaper.
Oh my God.
So buckle up, because it's about to get real chaotic. Honestly, it's not even all that shocking that Nelly might have been stepping out. People been peeping cracks in their marriage way before Chantel even pulled out the receipts. And if you've been following their story, you know Nelly and Ashanti go way back. Years of drama, breakups, makeups, and finally, what was supposed to be their fairy tale wedding. But let's be real, lately, that fairy tale been looking more like a cover-up. Chantel didn't just pop up out of nowhere with this. Nope, she made her move just weeks after Nelly and Ashanti's reality show aired. That timing is too precise, and if you watched it, then you know. It didn't look like love was in the air. That show exposed more awkward silence and eye rolls than real chemistry. The vibe was off. Nelly came across cold, short-tempered, and honestly, like he wasn't feeling the Ashanti of today. Fans clocked it immediately. One moment that really stuck out, that scene where Nelly was getting ready to perform at the presidential inauguration. You'd think that'd be a proud career highlight type moment, right? Instead, it was giving tension, not celebration. It was giving major tension, and not the good kind. Behind the scenes, Ashanti looked clearly uncomfortable about Nelly's political moves, especially the whole inauguration situation. And she wasn't just quiet about it, she tried to speak up, but in the clip that's been making rounds, she flat out says Nelly completely brushed her off like her thoughts didn't count at all. No discussion, no respect, just vibes, and not the good kind. But brace yourself, it gets even worse. In another scene that had fans absolutely heated, Nelly tells Ashanti straight up that he has no plans to help raise her son until the kid is potty trained, can walk and talk. Yes, he really said that. No exaggeration. Until little Kareem can speak up for himself, Nelly's basically out of the picture when it comes to parenting. Now imagine how that feels. Ashanti, freshly married with a new baby, is left to do everything while Nelly's out there living his best life on tour, posting like he's still solo, moving like nothing's changed. No diaper duty, no late nights, nothing, just stage lights and selfies. And the way he said it, it didn't sound like a joke. There was no laugh, no playful tone. It felt real, like he already made up his mind and wasn't planning to change it. Fans picked up on that energy fast, and they were not here for it. So when you mix in that slick attitude with the cheating receipts and everything else that's come out, this ain't looking like a rough patch anymore. It's starting to feel like Ashanti's out here doing it all by herself, raising the baby and trying to hold a crumbling marriage together with no real backup. And just when you think it couldn't get messier, the next scene hits even harder. Ashanti opens up on camera saying Nelly has never gotten up at night to help with the baby. Not once. Not even one bottle, one diaper, one cry in the middle of the night. And instead of being even a little embarrassed or showing some regret, Nelly actually brags about how he sleeps through the night like a champ. He calls himself a good sleeper, like that's some kind of achievement. Meanwhile, Ashanti's probably running on fumes, but here's where it really crosses the line. He doesn't just stop there. Nelly straight up says that it's Ashanti's job to get up and handle the baby. No teamwork, no let's figure this out together, nothing. Just pure outdated thinking, like it's the 1950s or something. The way he said it too, you could tell this wasn't some random disagreement. This is how he really feels. So now fans are watching emotional neglect and physical responsibility get dumped all on Ashanti's shoulders, day in, day out. And it's got people asking the real question, was Nelly ever truly ready for this marriage? Or did he just want to look like a family man without doing what a family man actually does? Oh wow, by this point fans were dragging Nelly all over social media and the backlash hit fast. Reports started flying in that their marriage was already in crisis mode. And let's be real, these rumors didn't just show up out of nowhere. Folks had been whispering about issues for a minute now. But once that reality show aired and people actually saw how Nelly treats Ashanti behind closed doors, yeah, it hit different. That polished public image couldn't cover up what went down on screen. And when they tried to save face with that awkward joint interview, it was a mess. They probably thought it would calm the noise, but instead it turned up the volume. The tension was thick, you could feel it. Forced smiles, dodgy answers, and Ashanti barely even looked at him. The vibes were off, fans weren't buying the act one bit. That interview didn't shut anything down, it just confirmed what everyone was already thinking. This marriage is hanging on by a thread. And as if things weren't already messy enough, Chantel popped right back up with even more serious claims. She's now saying that Nelly's been cheating on Ashanti the whole time he's been on tour. And let's not forget, he's been traveling non-stop with shows stacked back to back for weeks. The timing? Suspicious. But here's the part that really shook people to their core. Chantel's saying this wasn't just a fling. She's alleging it's been a long-running thing. And with all that's going on, fans are starting to believe her. This ain't just drama anymore. This could be the final blow. Chantel came through with some wild claims. She says that after almost every show, Nelly allegedly has a different groupie waiting backstage, and this has been happening consistently. And this wasn't just a throwaway comment. Nah, she made it clear that folks close to the situation know what's really going on. Some of them already talking, whispering in the background, spilling quiet tea. And if you've ever been around a big tour, then you already know the vibe. After the music stops, the party really starts. There's drinking, private rooms, some not so legal substances floating around, and once the lights go down, all kinds of chaos can unfold. So when Chantel dropped these receipts, it didn't sound made up. It sounded like someone finally pulling the curtain back on a lifestyle she's seen up close. According to her, this tour isn't just about performing, it's packed with women, a lot of them. Now remember, Ashanti wasn't even excited about Nelly going back on tour in the first place. In one clip that's been making rounds, she straight up says it felt unfair for him to dip out and leave her home alone with a newborn while he's flying city to city doing shows. But here's the real kicker. Sources say her biggest concern wasn't just the baby, it was trust. And when you look at Nelly's track record, you can see why. Behind the scenes, insiders are saying Ashanti never felt settled about it. The moment he started talking about buses, shows, and late nights, her red flags went up. And let's keep it real, when a man with that kind of history is surrounded by groupies night after night, that's not called being paranoid, that's called recognizing a pattern. pattern. Ashanti's gut wasn't lying. She's seen this game before. Whew! Looks like Nelly might really be out here moving reckless because Chantel just dropped actual DMs between him and one of his alleged groupies. And these weren't no, hey, what's up type messages either. Now, they were bold and flirty, with Nelly straight up asking her to slide through after his show. The internet completely losing it right now. And here's the kicker. The messages lined up exactly with one of his recent tour stops. The timing, the location, everything matched. So this isn't just wild rumors floating around, it's looking real solid. For Ashanti, this is beyond humiliating. She's at home healing, taking care of their newborn, thinking she's building a future with her man. And meanwhile, Nelly's allegedly out here running around like he's single, DMing women without even bothering to cover his tracks. It didn't even feel like he was being secretive. Like, if this is true, he was moving loud, no shame, no low-key behavior, and that's what's got fans really heated, because this ain't just about cheating, it's about disrespect. But hold up, it's not all black and white. Not everybody's riding with Chantel's motives. While a lot of folks are praising her for exposing what they believe is Nelly's true character, others are giving her the side eye. There's talk that this might not even be about Ashanti at all. Word is Chantel might still be salty because Nelly allegedly promised to marry her once upon a time and then ghosted. Now he's got a wife, a baby, and a new public image, and some people think Chantel's pulling receipts not just to warn Ashanti, but to settle a personal score. Either way, it's messy, it's loud, and everybody's watching. A lot of folks think Chantel waited for the perfect storm before dropping those receipts, like she was watching, waiting, and picked the exact moment when things would explode and the world would finally see the cracks behind that picture-perfect love story. So while her screenshots might be real, people are split on her motives and what really adds that extra sting. Word is, Chantel actually covered for Nelly in the past, even when he was being accused of allegedly messing around with multiple women during previous tours. It's starting to look like Nelly's got a serious problem staying loyal when he's out on the road, on stage, and surrounded by all that attention. This isn't new behavior. People still remember what went down back in 2018 when Nelly's name got dragged into some serious legal drama. That's when a 21-year-old college student named Monique came forward with some disturbing claims. She said it all happened right before a Florida-Georgia Line concert. According to her, she went to one of Nelly's club performances in Auburn, Washington. After the show, he allegedly invited her to an after party, which on the surface didn't seem like anything wild. But once she got on that tour bus, things allegedly took a dark turn. Monique said Nelly led her to the back of the bus, and that's where everything shifted. She claims he started pleasuring himself right in front of her without a word, no warning, nothing. And according to her, it didn't stop there. What was supposed to be a casual hangout turned into something seriously disturbing. This past situation just adds even more weight to the current mess Chantel is stirring up, and fans are starting to wonder if this pattern has been running way longer than anyone realized. Monique didn't just accuse Nelly of assault. She said that afterward, he actually begged her to stay with him for the weekend like nothing even happened. When she made it clear she wanted to leave, things allegedly got even uglier. According to her, Nelly and his team didn't just let her walk away, they forcibly kicked her off the bus, and before she was tossed out, someone from his camp allegedly threw a $100 bill at her like that was supposed to make everything okay. The whole situation was already disturbing, but it got even darker when two other women stepped forward, both choosing to stay anonymous as Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2. Jane Doe 1, a U.S. military service member stationed in the U.K., said she met Nelly after a show in England back in 2016. He allegedly invited her and a friend to chill in the VIP section. But once they were there, she claimed he started touching her inappropriately. And when she tried to walk away, he allegedly tried to block her from leaving, creating a scene that felt threatening and unsafe. Then came Jane Doe 2. She said she met Nelly during a meet and greet in Essex. Later, he allegedly invited her to his dressing room. According to her, once inside, things turned fast. She said Nelly started pleasuring himself in front of her, tried to yank off her top and kept grabbing her hand and forcing it toward his private area. When she pulled back and made it clear she wasn't with it, she said he got aggressive, clenching his fists and saying, "No, I'm just frustrated." The details are disturbing, and these stories coming from different women in different countries have fans seriously questioning how deep this pattern really goes. "I'm not used to not getting my way. Just do it." Those were Nelly's own words, and that attitude right there speaks volumes. Let's be real, Nelly's track record when it comes to staying loyal, not exactly spotless. He's been out here for years, wild and with no shame. So now, with all of Chantel's recent claims about him cheating on Ashanti, yeah, people are starting to believe it's not just talk, it's a pattern. But here's what really makes the whole thing even wilder. When those serious accusations first dropped years ago, Chantel was actually riding for him hard. She stood firm, 10 toes down, defending Nelly like her life depended on it. She didn't just side with him, she went public and called the women involved liars. She said stuff like, those dates those Jane Does are claiming, I was there, in those venues, in those dressing rooms, and even on that tour bus. Chantel tried to flip the narrative, saying that while real survivors exist and finally have a chance to be heard, fake accusations like these only make it harder for them. She framed herself like she was standing for truth and justice. But now people are wondering, was she protecting him or protecting herself? And Nelly? He didn't just thank her behind closed doors. He made a whole public show of it. Flowers, shout-outs, the works. He told the world Chantel was his rock and even promised her the kind of future that screams, I'm ready to settle down. His own words had folks thinking he was serious about locking it in. But now that all the smoke's clearing, that loyalty from Chantel just makes this whole cheating scandal even more intense. She once went all out to protect him, and now she's the one exposing it all. Nelly once said, I would not want my life to not have Chantel in it. We've been seeing each other for 5 or 6 years. Anytime you can connect with somebody like that, it works out for the long run. She's sweet, beautiful, and the more we got to know each other, she's just as beautiful inside. And that wasn't just some casual compliment. He made it sound deep, like he found his person. He wasn't talking like Chantel was just a fling. He was speaking on her like she was the one. Someone who held him down when his whole world was on fire. Someone he saw himself marrying. She stuck with him through some of the ugliest headlines, stood by his side when most would have walked, and even called his accusers liars to protect his name. With words like that coming from Nelly, it's not hard to see why Chantel probably believed every single thing he told her. But now, looking back on all of it, that whole speech hits way different. Because not only did Nelly break that promise, he didn't even hesitate. He flipped the whole script, circled back to Ashanti, got married, had a baby, and basically acted like Chantel was never even part of his story. No closure, no accountability, just a clean erase. And that's why her decision to finally air him out feels so personal. This wasn't just some ex speaking out for clout. This was a woman who backed him when nobody else would, only to be left behind and replaced like she never mattered. Now that the truth is coming out, it's clear. Chantel didn't just lose a man. She lost the future he promised her. This isn't just some random outburst. It feels like a full-blown response to years of betrayal. Chantel's not just venting. She's unloading everything she's held in for years. It's giving villain origin story energy, but with receipts to back it all up. The same woman who once went to war for Nelly, defending him like her life depended on it, is now the one tearing the mask off, and the cracks in Nelly and Ashanti's perfect love story, they're out there now, loud and messy. From late night DMs to backstage drama and that cold silence from Ashanti's end, this ain't looking like just another rough patch. It's looking like a complete breakdown. And the fact that Chantel may have been holding on to all these receipts, just waiting for the perfect moment to drop them, that's not random, that's calculated. This wasn't just exposure, it was payback, plain and simple. So now we're all asking the same question. Is this the final strike for Nelly? Or is Ashanti about to pull a plot twist and still stand by him after all this? Either way, Nelly's probably out here thinking it's over before it even began, because from where we're standing, that fairy tale, it's looking more like a full-on nightmare. If you've been glued to this drama like we have, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let me know whose side you're on. Hit that share button to keep this tea flowing, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.